Was goody, sleepy heads, dreamer gang, all that. I'm trying to just make sense of my readings. So I've been reading out of Exodus, and also I've been reading the 48 Laws of Power. So this morning I read the second and third chapter of Exodus and the second law of power. So basically, the overall consensus message that I'm getting, even they're kind of separate messages, but they combine into one thing from both readings, is the cost of being the hero, or, the cost of being the guy at the top. The actual one who is able to execute his plan, even amongst the mix of everyone else trying to execute their plan, right? Starts off, so just the second law of power, and just going over some things that I've came across. It's basically, the hero's journey is a lonely one. He can't trust anyone because the only relationships he can afford are often those that he has with his enemies. A friend will ultimately choose their ambition over yours when the hero's journey is a lonely one. He can't trust anyone. The only relationships he can afford are those that he has with his enemies. A friend will ultimately always choose their ambitions over yours when shit hits the fan. A former enemy with a mutual interest / benefit will be of more service to you because him being loyal to himself benefits you, if you get what I'm saying. So someone doing the stuff that they do because they were going to do it anyways, and you just aligning yourself with them because y'all have a mutual interest, then that is a friendship that will work temporarily. No friendship will really work forever for the type of mentality that it's going to take to get done what you need to get done. Anime example, because y'all know Naruto is my shit. So, for instance, Sasuke chose his own goal over his friendship with Naruto. Like, he was dead set on trying to get strong enough to kill Itachi to avenge his clan. That was his plan. That was his mission. So no matter what your mission really is, it doesn't really matter. It's just, these are the 48 laws of power. I feel like it's more just about the tactics of how to get it done versus what's actually right versus wrong. So yeah, Sasuke chose, which it proved to be beneficial that he did cut ties with Naruto, because he got exponentially stronger by the next time Naruto saw him. He was way stronger than Naruto was, and at first they was right here with each other, right? And then by the time we see him again in Shippuden, it's like, yo, Sasuke is like shitting on everybody now. He was about to kill all three of them with a Kirin, and Orochimaru was like, please don't. We need them because they have a mutual interest killing the Akatsuki, right? They both was trying to kill the Akatsuki, so it was like, leave them alive. See how it just came to me. Once Sasuke was deemed an enemy of the Leaf, with a mutual enemy, when the war came, they didn't really have to worry about him betraying them, because betrayal would be harmful to himself. Like, he doesn't want Obito's side to win the war, because he realizes the truth of what happened with, y'all see Naruto, y'all know what happened. On the other hand, Madara was given too much trust by Hashirama for the sake of friendship, and it led to nothing but more conflict for years and years and years. After the death of both of them, their conflict was still holding back the Leaf Village from really achieving its true potential. Or not even their relationship, the Uchiha clan's relationship with the Leaf Village was holding them both back, right? Because the Uchiha didn't trust them, The Leaf Village didn't trust the village, so the Uchiha are in this corner of the village, forced to be like the police and stuff, when really they're like the strongest warriors. They should be like integrated with the rest of the village in higher up positions and everything if they had a mutual interest, but apparently they don't, right? Because the Uchiha clan was trying to plan a coup. So now you got these people in your village that are trying to, assassinate y'all. So now you're in a situation where you have to make a decision. Tobirama, and not even Tobirama, Danzo luckily was in his head enough to be like, gotta do what I gotta do. Sucks, it sucks, but that's the cost of being the hero. Danzo will not get any recognition as a hero. I know he won't, because everyone in the fan base hates him except me. But in my eyes, he saved the village. Simple as that. The Uchiha clan would have took over, and Obito would have been able to manipulate, and then next thing you know, Kaguya would have took over, Chakra Fruit. Nothing but bad stuff happens after that, right? So, cost of being a hero is often you probably won't get recognition either, I'm guessing. Also, okay, so now getting into like Exodus and how that tied into also what I was reading this morning about Moses and like God coming to him through the burning bush and telling him what he wanted him to do and everything. It kind of feels the same to me as like I feel like the way I can do, like he said, just go to them and be like, I am that I am, or whatever, and he would make the provisions so that the things would happen the way they need to. The way I'm interpreting that now, current to my situation, is like, okay, I have faith in the fact that there's some type of anointing or spiritual power in my music, right? So if I have a belief in that, and I really have the belief that my music is supposed to be healing for my people, and that it will eventually, if I just keep following that path and be really diligent about what I'm trying to do, it will eventually be able to set us free. And there'll be hardships along the way, I'm gonna come across later in the chapters. Of course there'll be hardships along the way, but you stay diligent and you'll be able to achieve. So I'm basically like trying to lead people out of the mental enslavement they are in through the way that I have my heal, the way that I can express the Holy Spirit now versus the way Moses could then, if you in the Old Testament, versus how it works now. Because the way I look at how the dynamic between white people and black people, or the Egyptians and the Hebrews, it's like a game of Monopoly, right? But in this game of Monopoly, the white people own the bank, like they're controlling the bank. They have most of the money because they can cheat, and they have all the properties, they have all the houses, they have all the hotels, and you might have the little 2 brown projects at the beginning, but it's not gonna matter in the grand scheme of things. They own the utilities and the railroads, right? And so you're just rolling the dice, playing. You don't even really know the rules. You're just rolling the dice, hoping that you don't land on something so that you have to spend money, right? So you never really even make it to go without running out of money or landing on go to jail, and you know what I'm saying? So you never don't collect $200. So you're either broke or in jail. That's my little metaphor. So I'm here to, first off, make people realize that the game has been set before we started playing. Like, they set the deck of cards already. So first we got to be like, hold up, nah, let's start this over. And I feel like the way we started over is we have a big opportunity with things like crypto and stuff like that to control a lot of our own buying power and take part in playing the game the way they have, especially with the way the internet is moving and stuff. The power is more in the hands of the individual, right? For instance, I couldn't just spread this information this easily 10 years, or probably 10 years ago I could, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's becoming more and more prevalent that you could just talk to people like this, or you could just spread information peer to peer. And so the power now is in the people. So I'm saying we have the power to come together and change stuff to how we want it, right? So now that we realize, okay, we were playing the game wrong and this and that, and we take our power back, or at least part of it, now that the playing field is even, we will come, like, it'll be easy for us to take the power back as well, because we have the cultural influence, and really we have the spending power. They're getting all their money because we keep landing on their shit. That's really what's going on. Like, back to the monopoly metaphor, that's why they have all their money, so we keep landing on their shit, or we keep growing their cotton, or, you know, we keep serving their fast food for them, or we keep so on and so forth. It could be a million examples, and I'm probably just sound like I'm rambling at this point, but I'm getting to the end. I got little notes in front of me, but so yeah, combine the two readings now, and like my overall takeaway is like, the goal is not to make the enemy an enemy forever, but to convert enemies to allies with a mutual goal, so that we progress further as a society. Because the further we progress society, the more we will experience in our lifetimes. Such is the point of human existence. To recognize the beauty of our experiences through all different lenses. So like, everybody's gonna experience something differently, but the beauty is that it's all still beautiful. It could all be considered art still. Like, just life in general is like, to me, I just look at it like the universe's big art project, right? So the further we progress as a society, as a humanity, or whatever you want to call it, it's like the more of God's painting we can see, or the universe's painting we can see, right? Like, what is really possible. And to the fellow leaders out there, I guess, to anyone, enemy or ally, the cost of rising to the top and being the hero of your own story is sacrifice. You will be alone in your mindset. Naturally, most people will not have a leader's mentality, as one leader will always have multiple followers. So naturally, you have less leaders than followers. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just how things go. And other leaders may have mutual interests that you can use to your advantage, right? But at the end of the day, it's really about the mutual interest of progressing your goal. So you have to be ready for the point at which there will be conflict, and ready to make the decision to choose yourself and your goals over the relationship or the friendship, right? And to those that may have different mindsets, they should be used to keep you sharp, keep you on your toes. Like, when Naruto after they fought Kaguya and he realized they still had a different mindset, that was the furthest Naruto has ever been pushed, if you get what I'm saying. When he had to fight Sasuke after Kaguya, that was the furthest either one of them had ever been pushed, and they like reached new levels in that fight. Like, the way it was animated and the way everything happened, like, you could tell that the story was trying to, like, this is the strongest they've ever been. Like, so enemies are not bad by nature. You need enemies to keep you sharp. Because without enemies, there's no reason to feel like you have to be strong to fight, right? Enemies naturally make you stronger because it puts instant pressure, right? Like you have to do something or they're coming to stop your goals and you can't let that happen. So at the end of the day, the only one you can really trust to get stuff done is yourself. If you want something done well, do it yourself. So you have to learn to be comfortable being alone in your mindset. You can't expect everyone to understand. Such is the cost of being the hero. Alright, Jimmy Gang, I got work to do. I'm out.